Welcome to the Subaru Riverport Duathlon 2022 edition. We look forward to welcoming you into our community on Sunday, October 2nd. This is your virtual race briefing. There will be an opportunity to ask questions of volunteers and officials upon your arrival at our event, and also a short Q&A session following our welcome in person. Before we continue, let's give a shout out to our sponsors. This event would not be possible without their support. Oregon South Shore Subaru, Pine City, Municipality of the District of Lunenburg, Triathlon Nova Scotia, Sweet Ride Cycling, Right Some Nice Designs, and Sport Check. Over the past 2 years, we have hosted this event under tight COVID-19 restrictions. While the province of Nova Scotia has removed most of these regulations, we do encourage all of our participants, volunteers, and officials to practice good hygiene and be COVID aware. We suggest the following. Bring your own water bottles for hydration. Use hand sanitizer and good hand washing practices. And if you are unwell, have COVID symptoms, or have tested positive before the race, please respect the health of others and refrain from attending our event. While Nova Scotia has officially removed the mask mandate, they do highly suggest that you protect yourself and others and wear a mask if you are in a crowded indoor place. Participants, volunteers, and officials can make their own decisions about wearing masks. Please respect each individual's choice. This is the schedule that we will follow on race day. At 8:30, both the transition and race kit pickups open. At 9:30, we will have a welcome and a brief opportunity for participants to ask questions. Please feel free to ask volunteers and officials any questions you may have before our welcome. Our races will begin at 10 with our standard distance, followed in 5-minute increments with the sprint and then the do-a-do race. Approximately 12 noon, we should be wrapping up, or after all racers are over the finish line. Here are a few general race procedures to review. Shortly before 10 a.m. start, all racers will be asked to go to the transition zone and stand beside their bikes. All races are gun time and will start 5 minutes apart. Standard racers will be asked to move to the start line. After these racers have begun, the same process will be used for sprint followed by do-a-do. At the finish line, please move away and allow for other racers coming in. Do not gather in groups at the finish. Nutrition bags will be handed out in the community hall from the kitchen window. Tables will be set up for enjoying a time of refreshment and sharing race stories. Winners will be announced and your personalized celebratory finisher award certificates will be emailed to you in the week following the event. We are pleased to be able to use the Riverport Community Hall each year for our event. Please note, there is absolutely no parking allowed in front of the Riverport Community Hall as you will interfere with transition areas. Please park before the post office when approaching the hall or after the cones marking the finish line. There will be some limited parking in back of the hall. However, you will not be able to leave until after all racers have returned through the finish line if you park here. Please park with all wheels of your vehicle off the pavement. Washrooms are available inside the hall, and hand sanitizer will be supplied at the venue. We will now review items to be noted regarding our race route. The run and bike routes will be staffed with volunteers and signage. However, it is each racer's responsibility to know the routes for their distance before the race starts. Again, you may ask questions of volunteers and officials before the race starts. The run course has new pavement and gravel. The bike course had to be revamped due to a barricade for the Indian Path Bridge. Please note, there are long stretches of new pavement and some shorter rough sections. These rough sections will have a safety cone for you to note where they begin. There are also survey stakes, which is a great sign because it means we will have new pavement for next year. They are along the shoulders of each rough section. Road crews have been putting in new culverts in preparation for paving. Earlier this week, there were a couple that had a narrow strip of gravel across the road. Please watch for these. Kingsburg Road is slightly narrower than Highway 332. Be aware of your surroundings, other cyclists, and traffic. Here is an overview of the race route for your runs. On your first run, all racers will, from the start, head south along Lower LaHave Road, following the road as it bends left at the junction with the Kraut Point Road. Do-a-doers will turn around at 1.25k and back the way you came. Sprint will continue and follow the road until you reach the 2.5k turnaround and again back the way you came. Standard will also turn around at 2.5k, but when you return, you will go back out and do a second loop. On your second shorter run, again you go left out of transition, following the same route as you did in run 1. Do-a-do, you turn around at the 500-meter point, sprint at 1.25k, and standard will turn at 2.5k. All runners will return to the hall and go through the cones of the finish chute. Always run facing traffic, stay on the side of the road, and remember the road is not closed to traffic. Here is a visual overview of the run race routes. Beginning at the hall, continuing along Lower LaHave Road, and here is your bend where it intersects the Kraut Point Road. At the 1.25k mark, there will be a water station, and this is where the do-a-doers will turn around. Other racers and distances will continue to the 2.5k turnaround. The very end of this route will be a gravel road, but it has been newly resurfaced. All racers will return to the hall, to the transition area, except standard racers will do their route for a second time. This diagram represents the transition zone located in front of the Riverport Community Hall. Please note run in, run out area, your bike in, bike out area, and your mount, dismount lines for each of the races. Here's an overview of some items to note on our race route bike. All distances from the transition will head north on Lower LaHave Road. A few cautionary notes. Slow down when approaching turnarounds. Watch for traffic and other cyclists both behind and in front of you. Be aware of rest sections which will be coned. Be aware of traffic and other cyclists at the intersection of Highway 332 and Kingsburg Beach Road. There is a stop sign when you exit, which must be adhered to by all racers. Follow the rules of the road at all times. Stay on the right-hand portion of the road and do not cross the yellow line. This is not a draft legal race, and the road is not closed to traffic. Race course officials will be watching the course for any infractions. Here are some specifics about the do-a-do bike route. From transition, head north on Lower LaHave Road. Turn right onto Kingsburg Road and turn around at the 5k mark. There will be a volunteer stationed here. On your return, there is a stop sign at the intersection of Highway 332 where you will make a left-hand turn. Come to a full stop before turning. Return to the community hall. Follow the rules of the road at all times. Stay on the right-hand portion of the road and do not cross the yellow line. The road is not closed to traffic. Here is the map of the do-a-do bike route. Leaving the community center hall, you will continue along Highway 332 until you reach the Kingsburg Road. Follow the road to the 5k turnaround. There will be a volunteer stationed here, and there is a wide area giving lots of space for your turnaround. Return back along the Kingsburg Road. Here you will find a stop sign at the intersection of Highway 332. You must stop before turning left. Return to the community hall. The sprint bike route will also head north after transition on the Lower LaHave Road. You will also turn right onto Kingsburg Road and turn around at the 5k mark. On your return, there is a stop sign at the intersection where you will make a right-hand turn. Come to a full stop before turning. At this intersection, you are going to turn right, going back onto Route 332, and turn around at the barricade at the end of the road. Go straight back to the community hall. Do not go back onto Kingsburg Road. Follow the rules of the road at all times. Stay on the right-hand portion of the road and do not cross the yellow line. Reminder that the road is not closed to traffic. Here is a map overview of the sprint bike route. Leaving the Riverport Community Hall, you will continue along Highway 332. Turn right on the Kingsburg Road, turning around at the 5K point. There will be a volunteer there to assist you. Upon your return up Kingsburg Road, please ensure that you stop at the stop sign before continuing right until you go to the barricade for the Indian Path Bridge. Return all the way back to the hall to complete your bike route. The standard bike route will also head north on Lower LaHave Road out of the transition area. Turn right onto Kingsburg Road and turn around at the 7K mark. Be sure to go past the 5K mark. On your return, there is a stop sign at the intersection of Highway 332 where you will make a right-hand turn. You must come to a full stop before turning. At this intersection, you will turn right, going back onto 332, and turn around at the road barricade before the Indian Path Bridge. Go straight to the Riverport Fire Hall, not the Community Hall, and do not take Kingsburg Road. Turn around here. There will be a volunteer stationed here as well. Go straight back to the barricade. Again, you do not take the Kingsburg Road on lap 2. Turn around at the road barricade and return now to the Community Hall. Follow the rules of the road at all times. Stay on the right-hand portion of the road and do not cross the yellow line. The road is not closed to traffic. Here is the map overview for the standard bike route. Beginning at the Riverport Community Hall, you will also travel to the Kingsburg Road. Turn right here and go down to the end of the Kingsburg Road at the 7K turnaround. Go past the 5K turnaround. Return back along Kingsburg Road and stop at the intersection at the stop sign. Here you will turn right and continue your way until you reach the bridge barricade at the Indian Path Bridge. Return along the same route. Do not go down Kingsburg Road, but continue to the Riverport Fire Hall. Here there will be a volunteer and you will turn around for your second lap. This time, again, you will not go down Kingsburg Road, but continue straight until you reach the bridge barricade again, where you will turn around, and this time you will return back to the transition zone at the Riverport Community Hall. When entering a race route bike turnaround, there will be a volunteer to direct you. Slow down, look for traffic and cyclists both in front and behind you. Move left to the inside, cycle around the cone, and then return back out the road. Congratulations, you have finished the race, but there are still a few things to note. Please move away from the finish line immediately. Post-race nutrition bags will be handed out by volunteers in the hall at the kitchen window. Safely remove your bike and race items from transition only when directed by race officials. If you are waiting for another racer to come in, please watch from outside the finished transition area. All age group winners will be announced and recognized. Your personalized celebratory finisher award certificates will be emailed the week after the event. A couple of last things of note. It is the responsibility of racers to familiarize themselves with the race course. All maps and directions are available on the CCN Bikes registration homepage. They are also available in the email sent to racers the day before the event. Follow the instructions of volunteers and race officials. It is your responsibility as a racer to know the rules of the sport. Please visit the Triathlon Nova Scotia website for an overview. If you have questions, please email bestdoever@gmail.com, speak to a volunteer or race official at the event, or ask your question at the pre-race welcome Q&A. We look forward to welcoming you to the community of Riverport. Our goal is to provide a duathlon race event in Nova Scotia, to provide an opportunity for world spots for sprint and standard, which you must pre-register for using the expression of interest registration form on CCN Bikes prior to the event. We also are happy to support our charity Jumpstart and thank the staff of Sport Check for volunteering on the run routes. Finally, we encourage everyone to have fun, stay within the race rules, and enjoy your day.